Well, this is a selection of wines from Tesco stores. I will score them on quality first, on a score of 1 to 5. I will also talk about its value. And then lastly, I will examine the integrity of the label. Sometimes it's highly accurate and sometimes it's complete bullshit. First wine is a South African wine. It's called First Cape, between 2 and 3. In other words, boring, but just about acceptable. It's $4.99. I think that's a top price for it. I would pay less. Another Sauvignon Blanc, and it's also a special selection. It's from Tesco's Finest selection. So this ought to be quite good. I think it's worth comparing this with some of the other Marlborough Sauvignon Blancs on the market. I mean, things like Villa Maria, Oyster Bay, etc., which are promoted down to this sort of price. And they're infinitely better than this. I mean, much more Sauvignon Blanc character, much more intensity of flavour. For this wine to be $9.99 is a complete travesty. For it to be promoted down to $4.99 is an effort to do something about it. And I would have said $4.99 is a pretty high price for it. It's 2009 white Burgundy. It says Chardonnay and it says Bourgogne on the label. At $7.79, no. This is a $4.49, £5 wine, I would say. This is a $6.79 Riesling, a Mosel Riesling. I would definitely go to the Lucen, Ernie Lucen's wine at sort of 50p or a pound more. It's infinitely better. Let's move on to the reds. Again, back to South Africa, and this is the sort of the twin to the white we first tasted. If you knew nothing about wine and you just wanted a big slug of alcohol, that would do the trick for you. This is a Grenache. It's Côte de Catalan, right down the south. It's pretty typical of Grenache in that it's soft and round and fruit-driven. And it's quite spicy. Now, at $3.56, down from $7.59, is that right? $7.79, that's a snip. I mean, that would be what I would call a hot tip. $3.59. Yes, that's right. Wow. This is a Rioja. In terms of value, at $9.99 or $10.99, that's an appalling price. Claret. Bordeaux, 2010 was a cracking vintage. So it smells like Bordeaux. Thank God for that. Actually quite nicely balanced, and actually quite a big bite of tannin on the finish, which leaves the mouth quite dry. And that's what actually makes it good with sort of grilled meats with lots of fat. Don't pay more than $5.49. Fundamentally, this was an okay wine that's now falling to bits. And I think that's probably why they're only pricing it at $6.99, because it ought to be more expensive. I would give that a chance, but I think it wants drinking very quickly. So overall, 2 wines that I would drink. The rest I think are pretty unimpressive, and hopefully my comments and scores will actually help people.